What's up, fellow drill softers? It is I, Mayhem Maven. Now, if you guys have just woken up and checked on your news feed or watched any of your videos or just checking up on the Gel Soft events, you may know what one of these are. Yes, this is, of course, a Gel Blast. This is, of course, a Gen 8, decommissioned, of course. Done about 3 tours of Gel Blasters, but in South Australia, they're classed as a firearm because they replicate or look like a real firearm. Now, that is relatively understandable. Now, you do have to go and obtain a firearms license and, of course, registering your Gel Blaster. Now, you're looking at about $101 to get a firearms license, and then you have to spend $40 on registering each Gel Blaster you own. Okay, seems fine, but it still does not look good. But now, something is now in the firing line, and it's not good. Now, remember before Gel Blasters were out, before Gel Blasters came in our lives, we had one of these. That's right. This is a NERF blaster. It shoots nothing but a foam projectile well under 100 FPS. Okay? One of these will shoot a dart at about maybe 10-15 meters max. Okay? And you're looking at well under probably 50, maybe 60 FPS. But don't forget, this is only powered by a spring, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. These are harmless and full of fun. I've got tons of these here. But now, one of these have now become a registered firearm because South Australian police have now claimed these to be, are now deeming these to be a firearm. And for what reason? Like, sure, the photos show that it's a mega big shock. It has a brass inner barrel that protrudes out, and maybe a modded spring. And now, NERF could be in the firing line of South Australia Police's Gel Blaster amnesty. Now, personally to me, this is an utter shock and an utter disgrace by what South Australian Police have done. Personally, it will not work. You cannot just look at one thing and go, that's a firearm, and then look at one of these and then say, I'm sorry, but that's now a firearm. These brainless morons of the South Australian Police deeming a kid's toy as now a firearm. Wake up to yourselves. Your financial, because of the hard times we're going through, like, 1, we're in a pandemic. 2, most states are struggling financially, and the only way you guys are trying to manage your finances, loss, and all that is trying to put new rules on toys by deeming these as a firearm. Utterly pathetic. The South Australian Police are nothing but a bunch of puppets that are having their strings pulled by the Marshall government. And this will not go on. Sooner or later, if this was to go ahead, South Australia would be the only state in Australia that will have no toys under the ridicule actions of the Marshall government. This is not on. You see kids running around their front yards or their backyard shooting each other with one of these. I mean, come on. It's a foam dart. It doesn't hurt. Now, some of these can be operated by springs, Others are operated by motors that are powered by a small battery. C's, D's, AAA's, AA's. Okay? And you're now wanting to consider this as a firearm? As Isaac Butterfield says, he says the most 5 famous words, and if Isaac Butterfield was to watch this, he would say those 5 famous words that he's always said. And those 5 famous words are, fuck you to the moon. So to anyone in South Australia that has these in their possession, don't let the government win, okay? Just because someone has the audacity to go and get their modded NERF blaster registered as a firearm does not give the government the right to take away your fun, especially with a toy. This is the lowest of lows that the South Australian Police have ever done. Do not cave in. Do not give in. As a member of the Gel Blast community here in Queensland, I demand that all South Australians keep the fight up. Demand your rights to fun. And that this is an utter disgrace to the South Australian government and the South Australian Police. I mean, come on. Parents out there who see this are going to want questions, and they're going to ask for answers to this ludicrous rule. I mean, come on. You don't see any news clips or articles on social media saying that a kid has been caught shooting at cars with a NERF blaster. So, to all my South Australian gel blasters, gel ballers, and to anyone who owns one of these, keep up the fight. Queensland is behind you. And hopefully, when the court case goes against South Australia to hopefully overturn their gel ball amnesty and we win, your next job is to vote Marshall out. Vote out the Marshall government and also vote out their police minister and commissioner. Because that way, we in mass numbers will send a direct message to them saying, do not take away our fun. This is a hobby, not a threat. So until I see you guys on the field, auf Wiedersehen.